Ziff at Luke underscore lands. I almost said double underscore, but then I remember it's only one underscore. Good morning. When in doubt, happy time zone, if you're not sure. Hello, John, Pogies, McJobies. What are these Bulgaria unfriendly stream times? Hey VXR, what's up? Also Ziv at Deathless Rage. Alright. Very simple plan for today. So, as you may know, we have in the campaign, we have esports tracks. We have China, France, USA, Brazil, and Greece. And so my plan for today was just to... 4 of these 5 maps were actually based off of old esports maps. And I wanted to take you through them so you can really see the difference. So first of all, let's just have a look at China 2026. Just as a little refresher. Will I be going for champion medals this campaign? Do I have too much going on? I can go for champion medals. We get to play Halfpipe? Yes. Indeed. Let me just fix my screen up a bit. Get rid of the grinding stats. There we go. So this is China. As you may remember from the Elite Cup a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, this map was actually based off of a old track in 2020 called Picycle. Only really the identity was remade. The whole rest of the track was different, as you can see. And what you'll also notice is how different the scenery was. I really just wanted to showcase that more than anything else. Do you remember all these turns? You got all this snow everywhere. All these drifts, that ice slide earlier. And then we come up to here, and then this is the identity. Now this identity was called Picycle back in 2020 and 2021 when it was also used in the World Cup. So yeah, that's China. You've seen the map now. So let's go play its old version. So let me just find the ID for it. And actually something interesting is that these maps used to be multi-lap. It didn't used to be single, like A to B like you see now. They actually used to be multi-lap. So we're going to play the original versions, including the 6 laps. So, yeah. Let's put in the ID here. And this is Picycle, the original. This is the map that China is based off. And it used to be played in 6 laps. Now, you already noticed, just zooming out, how different it looks. How vanilla it is. It was back then. And you can see it's much more the scenery is much more advanced nowadays. So yeah, let's do the 6 laps. Just this is actually also the very first esports season I played, fall 2020, when this map was in. Sorry, wait, no, this is 2021. Right? It was the winter 2021 season. It was my first season in the top league. And this is in the first map pack. Oh god. I remember this drift. You had to avoid hitting the snow. You have to jump between the trees and then you do this drift in between the poles. I used to actually go outside in the multi-lap if I remember correct. Just to not crash, because I was not confident in drifting at all back then. But you can see how... Look how different the map looks nowadays compared to what we have now. Ow, that's a wall. So you had a little ice block there and you just had to make it around that corner. Here you had a blind jump. And I'm honestly surprised I didn't hit the tree there. A blind jump and you had to not hit the tree. And then of course, the identity. Oh god. I've already forgotten my muscle memory. Bruh. How do I do this? There we go. I was braking too... I was slowing down enough. So that's the first lap, and then you have to make it around these turns. My god. Did I play Cam 1 back then? I did, actually. I actually recently swapped to Cam 1 in 2021. Before that, I was a Cam 2 player. But I just found it easier to, like, see where I was going. Has like level raised since back then? Absolutely. The level we have nowadays is insane compared to what we had in 21. Meow. Oh my god. This is so weird to drive the other way around as well. Like the identity in China is the opposite direction to this one. I don't remember how to drift there. Wait, I want to... Yeah, that's it. And then you would drift there. It was a Neo drift. Very hard part of the multi-lap to do there, I remember. Alright, we're on lap 3 now. Let's get a clean lap. Turn and brake. Thanks, Deathless. Appreciate that. Didn't I used to do this in Camp 3? Yeah, like that. Yeah, it's fun. It's also quite fun to remember small things I learned about the map back then. I also remember that dirt turn, like keeping gear 4 for me was impossible, even in training. And just seeing how much better I am at simple stuff like that now. Well, simple, quote unquote, but... Meow. Ugh. That's a wall hit by accident. It's very hard not to hit those cones because you're not looking. When I'm trying to set up that turn, I'm not looking on the right, I'm looking on the left. Alright, lap 4. I'm not gonna crash this time, promise. Oh my god, I did the drift, that's insane. And now the blind jump. Yeah, I'm actually starting to even remember some visual references I used to have 5 years ago now. Ow. That definitely wasn't one of them, crashing into that wall. Illegal wall bang. Well, actually, no, it's not illegal because I didn't gain an advantage. If you gain an advantage, then it's illegal. Oh, that's a good start to the lap. All right. How do you do that turn? I always forget. Oh. And also with these multi-laps, so how the Esports week used to work in TMGL, you'd have 6 tracks where you drove 6 laps. And the first 2 tracks, you just get points for your position. In tracks 3 and 4, you would, if you were in the bottom 8 out of 16, you would lose half of your points. In the last 2 maps, if you were not in the top 8, you will lose all of your points. Very spicy and stressful format, that's for sure. And I actually remember on this map, when it was map 5 in the first week, I got 9th. I got 9th on this map by like a 1/10 of a second. I lost all my points. However, I won map 6, so I got some points back. And also back then, if you won a map, you got €100 prize money. So I managed to get some cash prize out of that week as well. Remember multipliers? Yeah, that was in the fall 2021 season. This was the winter 2021 season. Yeah, this season was the last one that used the point loss format. Oh, I have no speed here. What do I do? Can I just jump like normal? Yeah, like that. Oh, there's a... Wow, I didn't even know that was there. There's an arrow there. Can I make this? Just... Meow. Oh, I have a lot of speed. There we go, and that's the 6 laps completed. Only 2 minutes behind the world record with all those respawns. Yo, Mark Wen, I really appreciate that, man. I'm very proud of the results. Now, question is, do I try PB on this? Would you like to see me try PB on this map? Mind you, this is haunted from back then. Even PB is a funny number? Wait, is it actually? Oh, it is. 666. Alright, I probably shouldn't ruin that. Did people practice online back then? Yes. There was no point. Like, people might have done part maps, but in terms of like full map 6 lappers, they just drove these. But when it came to the World Cup and single lap practice, they trained offline. Have I seen the Brazil bugged world record? This one? Wait, what? 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 Oh, is it just a hacked record? Oh, wait. Why are they using snow car? And rally... What? Okay. What is this? So they just... That's an awesome camera 3 right there. Wait, what is this? They're not even collecting the checkpoints. The hell? Where are the checkpoints? They're just ignoring them. What the hell was that? Why did you not think of that route? Yeah, why didn't you just drive the snow car and just ignore all the checkpoints? What does Rally do? Okay, at least Rally is collecting checkpoints. That's... What? They placed their own blocks. Wait, what is bro doing here? There was a finish block up there! Okay, that's wild. What the hell is that? Alright. Anyway, back to the scheduled program for today. So that was Picycle. We just went over Picycle, which was China. Now, France. France 2026 is almost a... It's a very... This is more of a remake than a reuse of an identity. But you'll see that, like, this map... The France map is a lot smoother than what the original was, which was called Halfpipe, which is also driven in the 6-lap format. In the season before Picycle, so fall 2020. So the route in this map is pretty much the same, as you will see in the Halfpipe, but this is a lot smoother and more forgiving than Halfpipe was. And also, fun fact about Halfpipe, in the 2021 World Cup, it was part of the map pack, and it was a solo format, so 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. So 4 players, there were 10 tracks, and so 4 players each banned 1 map, and then they would each pick 1 map. And Halfpipe was always banned. It never got played in that tournament. So, as a tribute to that, my nickname... So my practice map for this track is called Halfpipe is Liberated. For that reason. So let's go play the original Halfpipe. Let me just find it. Find the number. What? Okay, it's this one. Yeah, this is also a very long map. The laps were around 1 minute 25 if you drove it good. And so the races were like 8 minutes, 8 to 9 minutes. Whereas the Picycle map was 7 minutes. Wait, what? Is that right? 4363? That's a very low number. So yeah, this is Halfpipe. The map that France was based off, and I actually still have the world record on this track. Interesting. So you see, you still have this jump onto the grass, but it's much more bumpy. Oh god, I forgot about this. Okay, I actually have to... Oh no, I can keep going. I completely forgot that jump existed, but then you need to remember this turn from France. This turn here. With this downhill. Wait, what? Okay, this downhill is a lot steeper than I remember. You can see the jumps, like the route is similar, but this one is much more challenging. And you also had quite a lot of penalty on this map. Ow. Yeah, this is... this map's so hard. Bro, what is this jump? Oh my god. And then you remember these dirt jumps. Alright, you don't diagonal jump on these. You just PF. Wait. Huh? I don't remember them being this far. Oh my god. And even that one you barely made. Yeah, so those dirt jumps are way harder on this map. This is fascinating to replay. And then the setup into the identity, instead of drifting through a slalom, you just got a long turn here. And you carry way more speed into the jumps, so this becomes... And the ramps are so small as well compared to what we have on France. Oh my god, these are tiny, these blocks. So it's very hard to line them up. So yeah, you could try this map for yourself and compare it to France. Like, this is so much more difficult. Oh god. Okay, now I remember why he didn't do that. I think I tried something like that even back then. On this side. So the first time this map was used was in the 6-lap format in fall 2020, and it was map 5. And that means if you finish in the bottom 8, you lost all of your points on this. So you can imagine how stressful that would be. This would be to play in the first, like, for the first time. Who was the mapper of this? Keyslow was Matt built this. I actually didn't check who built Picycle. Probably should have. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, that's so much speed. Oh! Oh, I clipped. These feel so weird to drive. Compared to the ones on France, which are much less square. Oh, whoops. I'm dead. So that's 2 laps so far, and I'm not even close to driving it clean. Ugh. Make it. Nice. Oh my god. What am I doing? Why am I doing my France line? It doesn't work on this map. Meow. Oh. And also, fun fact, this track, along with Picycle,
was used in the playoffs for this season to decide the champion. And ultimately, Carl Jr. won that season's playoffs. No real surprise there. But how the format worked for the playoffs, these maps were converted to 2-lap versions. And instead of, you know, driving multi-lap, or you drive the 2 laps, but you drive rounds, and you would win a point only if you won the round. And then you had to reach, I think it was... What was it? I'm trying to remember the format now. So you started with the 8 players, and you just have to win 2 rounds or 3 rounds. Yeah, 2 rounds to become finalists, and then the 3rd round, you would progress to the top 6. And then the same thing would happen when you're in the top 4. Except from top 6 to top 4, you had to win 1 extra round, and then from top 4 to top 2, you had to win 4 rounds, etc. Wow, that was a good identity, actually. Wow, that was sick. Yeah. And so this map, being played in 2 laps, where the only way you get a point is to win, people absolutely full sending this identity was cinema to watch. Because you don't get anything for 2nd or 3rd. You have to win the round. And yeah, the time swings on this map, not just in the identity, but in the whole map, are massive. You can probably tell just by the records alone. Top 5 on the left. Whereas like Picycle was a lot closer. Everyone was within like half a second or something. And here it's, what is it? 2 seconds between the top 5. That's so greedy. They definitely didn't... Most people didn't even know about the dirt no slide, like full grip turning back then. So they didn't even bother doing that. It was 2021 where people started to do that kind of stuff. From what I remember. It was cinema in the League Cup as well. Exactly. Like even that no slide there, no one was doing stuff like that back then. And that's part of the how much the skill ceiling has gone up, is that strats like that are much more common now. Like cancelling the slide to get more acceleration and turn with full grip. Weird to see a waypoint map with so little scenery. Indeed. Oh no, there's a classic. If you don't have enough speed for those jumps, you clip and you lose a lot of speed. Weird to see a waypoint map with so little scenery. I actually think this map was before waypoint even existed. Oh my god, what a jump. Oh, oh I clipped. Wait, can I even make this? Oh, I can. I actually always wondered, can you make this? No, it's blocked off. Never mind. Meow. 10 minutes 13 seconds. Only 2 minutes off the world record. You just want more maps with absolutely insane scenery? Not for competency, but you know. Well, isn't that what we have now with the vistas? Waypoint was found way before 2020, but scenery and pole propaganda started sort of 2022-ish. Fair enough. Wait, it has their logo? The Waypoint logo? Where? Which block? Dirt 180? Not this one, the other one. Oh, you're here. Wow. You're right. There you go. But yeah, you can see how basic the scenery is back then. And I remember when the game first came out, these were the FPS killers. These damn pink blossom trees. If there were like too many of them, your FPS would just die. But nowadays it's not an issue. Alright, so that was France 2026. The map was made, it was originally made from. Now what I might do is I'll upload these maps into my club, and you call Club Penguin, you can try them there. I'll actually do that. I'll download the maps as we play them, I'll add them to the club. So there was that one, and then there was Picycle. You can try them out for yourself and just see how you do. So let me just... Did it work? Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, so grab these two. There we go. And now I'll just whack them into that club. There was another sign that you jump over to. Wait, really? Hang on, let me have a look at that first. You jump over it. This one, you're right. Right there. Well spotted. Alright, don't autopilot to my club. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I'll upload the maps here. I'll just call it Old Esport Maps. Winter 2026. There we go. Yo, Voided Jin with the 32 years. Welcome back to the Blanker Gang. And also Yosemite or Yosemite, thanks for the Prime New Prime. Welcome to the Blanker Gang. Well, maps I'm hoping get their identity reused in next season. I don't care what is in next season. I'm happy to just play anything, honestly. Alright, so that was France. That was what France is based off. Now if we go to USA, this one a lot of people might not know actually what it's based from. The map this was based from was only ever played once. Also in the 6 live format, so there's a hit. See, you had this uphill start, bobsleigh turn, quarter pipe jump incoming. These maps are so much better than 2025 Tiley Pack maps. Vantio, that's right. This map is based on the map Vantio, although this one, only the start and the end are really similar. But even the identity is not a complete reuse, it's just the same concept is used. So this is definitely a remake. Like not a... Oh, sorry, yeah, this is more of a remake than a remaster. But even that, I wouldn't even call it that. It's feels more like it's inspired by it. Now you also notice these corners, like those triangle corners, didn't exist in the original Vantio. So let me just slow it down for you. So if you go right here, you see these corners? In the original map, they were not there, and you'll see that very soon. So let me just grab the track. Vantio 22494. Hey Spizel, what's up, man? Been a while indeed. Alright, so this is Vantio. This is actually one of the shorter maps. The laps were under 1 minute, which is very unusual if you drive them well. Well, I forgot where the time was. And here we go. This bobsleigh is actually much wider. Like the block's a lot more than I remember. So you have that icy wheels dirt turnaround, similar to what you have on the middle of the USA map. But then as you see, the rest of that doesn't really... It's not really similar at all. Oh! And this is also actually the only Esports map that I never finished. That I started and did not finish because I got a disconnect when I tried to... When I was in my second or third lap, my PC just died. My game did get crashed and my PC crashed, so I got a DNF. Only map that I've practiced and never finished in Esports. Makes sense with the OG bob physics. That's true, actually. The old bobsleigh physics, it used to be a lot faster when you smooth steered. Ooh. This is already so much easier than the other maps. Oh my god. I used to play controller when this map was out, being played, and I feel a lot more confident doing neo drifts, which is what the identity is, where you do low speed drifts with specific input sequence. Yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable doing that on the steering wheel now than I ever did on controller, which is interesting, because you think it wouldn't work that way, but for me it does. Meow. Yeah, that time was pretty good. Yeah, without those triangles to stop you from clipping, this is so much scarier to risk. And you can see the laps go by so much faster. That could also be because I'm not crashing every 20 seconds, because this map's a lot easier. And also, there's a trick we didn't know back then on the icy dirt flick, which is the brake tap to get more speed. We didn't know about that back then, so even the world records on this don't do it. Simply because, yeah, we didn't know about it back then. This first map? No, this is the third map. So we played China and France. This is the map USA is based on. Did I say brake tap on the dirt? Yeah, for the when you have icy wheels and then you do the bug slide angle. And you brake tap to get more speed. We didn't know about that trick back then when this map first came out. But though, if anyone did know about that, they could have easily gained like a 2-second advantage in the race. That's how powerful it is. Oh no. So yeah, if you're wondering what a neo drift is, so normally to do a drift, you just steer for half a second and hold brake, and the car will slide. And then when you let go of the brake, the car will regain grip, and the angle you get allows it to keep more speed. A neo drift is when you steer for half a second, let go of steer, and then press brake at the same time as letting go of steering. And then the car will start sliding and then you continue steering. You can, if you watch my inputs at the identity, you'll see what I mean. So I just did one there. Okay, keep an eye out for my drift after this. Oh, I failed it there, of course I did, but... So turn, let go, brake, turn. It's very intense on the steering wheel. But there you go, that was Vantio, which is the map that USA 2026 is based off. Much easier. This one I find a lot easier than the other two so far. Alright, let me have a look at some messages. Do I think there is a player that's talented enough to be at the top but not knowledgeable enough yet? That summarizes a lot of talented players right now. There's a lot of people who have the talent to be at the top but just don't train correct or have the correct mindset. Hello, Wasdy. Am I surprised after winning the last two what I reckon my chances are for the map this weekend in the Elite Cup? I'm going for 5 in a row. I'm backing myself. Did I say brake tap on dirt? Yeah, that one. Why was it always played once? Oh, so how the map rotations worked? So you had 6 tracks, and then you had 2 of them being rotated every week. So the maps that were 5 and 6 got moved to 4 and 3. And the maps that were 4 and 3 got moved to 1 and 2. And the maps that were 1 and 2 were just pushed out of the map pack completely. And then 2 new tracks would be put into 5 and 6. So Vantio being map 1 was the reason that it only got played once. Same with the map Wall Rider, although that map I actually managed to finish. So there you go. Today you learned. Alright, so that map I will upload to my club. You can try it out there. So that map is... Wait, what? Did I not... Oh, I downloaded it, but I didn't put it in the folder. Oopsie doodle. There it is. Oh, look at the thumbnail as well. It's a funny thumbnail. The snowman. All right, so that was USA 2026. Now, a map that a lot of people would know by now is Brazil. Brazil 2026. An infamous map for some people, but this was based on a map from 2023 called Surf. And it has these plastic turns, the bug slide at the start, wet wheels plastic here into a loop. Now, I personally find this version to be a lot harder than Surf was. And as you'll see, like, even the maps back in 2023 look very different to how they do look now. But you can see you got the reactor, red reactor up on water. You had that twice, actually. That was very common in 2023 to have identities be in the middle and the ending. So we have the reactor wheels again. As long as your wheels don't touch the water, you have very high grip on this. So that is Brazil 2026. An infamous map for some people because the author time was very difficult for a lot of people. All right, so let's go play the map, which was called Surf. Now, I don't actually remember how to find Surf, so let me see if I remember how to do it. So, who made it? Who made Surf? Rocket, that's right, it was Rocket. So I look for the map Surf. And then I put the author as Rocket. Author Rocket. What? What's his name on Oh, we have a raid. No? No, never mind. Oh, we have some resubs. Vida666 for the 18 years. Welcome back. Oh, Giuliano with the raid. I thought I was going crazy for a sec. Appreciate that. It's in the TMGL club? I don't think so. What's Rocket's name on TMX? Wait. Oh, I found him. I found it. Now, this map ID is 121,409, and Halfpipe was ID 4,300. So that's very interesting. Okay, maps, download it. There we go. Alright, let's go play Surf. So you see in Brazil 2026, this was the map it was based on, which is called... What? 121409. Right. Good morning, sleepy_Ashley. Yeah, how was your stream, Juliana? Appreciate the raid, man. We're just playing through the old esports tracks. So we've gone through China, which was Picycle, which was in the 6 lap limit. This is actually the first map and only map out of the remakes that was not multi-lap. This was just point A to point B. Cable. Oh, there we go. So this is the map Surf. Whoa, that turn is much sharper than I remember. Oh my god! I got my Brazil muscle memory kicking in because the turns are much wider. So instead of water bouncing, you just glide into water here. Meow. Oh my goodness. Map is like, it's weird. It feels slower, but it's also much harder to survive than what I remember. Ah! Oh god. I got this set up so bad for this. And you also have fragile on this, by the way. So if you hit a wall, your car would wobble. And you wouldn't be able to turn for the rest of the map. They really didn't want you to wall bang on this. This is impossible. Ugh! So the ending on this is harder than the original, or than Brazil, but the rest is easier. So punishy it is. Ow. Meow. Is this a combat? Yeah, this was used in the 2023 World Championship. That was won by Carmine Corp, which is Brennan Otak. Could you jump around here? I think I remember trying this. Yeah, that doesn't work. Whoa. Do I get the zoop? I did not get the zoop. Meow. I wonder what the records look like on this. I don't quite remember. All of these times were driven during rounds as well. I think the actual record on this was a 1 minute point 2. I remember. I believe Pac had that. Meow. Gonna get a remake of Slalom? I wouldn't be surprised, actually. We'll have to wait and see. So there was an air brake you could do with that water entry, and if you got it with the reactor, you would get a speed boost. It saves about a 10th. But I never knew how to do it consistently. Who was my duo back in 2023? I was with Soldier. With Alliance. Yeah, I was on controller while competing. I swapped to steering wheel after this competition. This is the last time I used controller, or the last competition I used controller on. We got Robs. Nah. We didn't get G-forced. Don't worry. Any update on the org? Should be signing final contract this week. If we beat Solar, we could have won the finals. Unironically true though. But with how Carmine Corp played, I don't know. I don't know if we would have beaten them. Did I switch right after the event, or were the thoughts there before? Actually, I decided I was swapping to wheel. I thought about since 2022 even swapping input device. I just didn't know what I would swap to. So yeah, I was thinking about it for a long time, and then Wizzy, who was at the 2023 World Championship, I saw his setup. I'm like, that's the one. I want that. So I did some research and I ended up getting what I have now. Like, he had the gloves, he had the steering wheel, he had the Cam 3. It looks so cool. It looked way more comfortable than what we were using. See, ultimately my inspiration for the setup I have now was from Wizzy. Hand pains? Hand pain, wrist pain, but just general discomfort with inputs. And like, even just stuff like full steer, I was never confident with. And I got a lot of nose slides when I didn't want to. So yeah. You felt so out of place there. That's fair. The first time you qualify to playoffs for a world championship, it does feel weird. What other input devices were options? I was considering steering wheel. I was considering joystick. I was considering a custom build controller, like one that would be more suited to my hands. One that would actually be a comfortable grip. I even considered analog keyboard, but I quickly dismissed that when I remembered how small the keys were. If it was possible to get a keyboard with bigger buttons, then I would probably use keyboard. Mouse? I considered mouse as well, but then I'm like, it's too complicated to set up. I want something that's easy. But I firmly believe the best input devices for Trackmania are the extremes. Like, if you go on the extreme end, so either ultra precise or ultra fast inputs. Especially now that you have action keys. Like, analog keyboard with action keys is very, very strong. Like, has a high ceiling, but it's a lot harder to learn. Something I actually did try with this, I used a PS5 controller back when training for this tournament, and I actually tried using this. I tried using this as steering. It was so weird. I tried to learn it, but I'm like, nah, this is memes. I tried to use it for smooth steer, but it was just too unstable. I even tried using the gyro, like a steering wheel. But yeah, I'm just like, this is too complicated. It requires too much calibration and software. But yeah. Seeing how Wizzy set his up and how simple it looked and comfortable, that's what sold me. So yeah. So that was Brazil 2026 remake, and Greece is actually an original map. It's the first of its kind. This one is not a remake of anything. This is a brand new track. So I assume, based on what we've seen this season, we're gonna see 4 remakes and 1 new map every season. So I wonder what those 4 remakes will be. Did I see the Chile Brazil records? Yeah, we had a look at them already. The closest that I would put this... It's hard to really relate this to any map. It's kind of a... If anything, it's a blend of 2 or 3 different tracks. So you have these jumps, which are like tiny gap. The start doesn't really remind me of anything. But then the rest is just its own map, really. And even the ending, the closest map I could think of was Edge, also from 2023 World Championship. Tiny gap, barrel, vertigo, and launch pads. What about him? Oh, you want those as the 4 maps? Hard, maybe a little? I guess so, but nah, this is... There's nothing else like this. Also, this is a pretty sick run. Castlemania remake. No. No, Castlemania was nothing like this. Was Control the one with the red boosters on sand? No, that was Quicksand. It's kind of a play on words, that one. How do you say this name, by the way? I just read this Thin HD, but it's probably not that. You want Breaking back? Breaking was a fun map. Quicksand return. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Alright. So someone said there was a club with all the TMGL maps. What was it called? What's the club called? TMGL? Oh, there we go. TMGL Archives. This probably would have been easier. Wow, it goes all the way back to here. Yeah, you can see all the... Wait, what? Why are they skins? Okay. That's not what I thought it was. There we go. Archives. There's nothing here! The official one by Ubisoft? Well, this one. You can't see it, though. Nothing here. Well, I could always do that myself, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, they changed the branding. They would have they would have just deactivated the things, I imagine. But yeah, that was all the old esports tracks. That was really fun to play again. Did I upload the map, the last one? I didn't think I did. No, I didn't. But yeah. So that's all the old esport maps. Hmm. TMWT 2023 and such. Well, if they might be campaigns, so TMGL. Oh yeah, here we go. You got these ones right here. There we go. Official Nadeo comps. Wait, why do I not have a time here? Why are the maps missing? Am I crazy? Oh, now this. I would love to see this be remade. This identity. This is one of my favorite identities of all time. Not just as a player, but as a viewer as well. I love this map. Clock Tower. This is actually the first map I won in this season. So this was my first step win, where I won the weekend. It was done on this map. Barrelistic. Yeah, we can have a look at Barrelistic as well. Am I not going to practice 23 for Elite Cup? I already have. I've been practicing a map a lot. Oh yeah, you probably noticed at the start I did a wiggle and I gained 2/10. That was in 3 2/10 every single round because no one else did it. How many hours did I have on China and France? 10 to 12 on China and 13 to 14 on France. But check out this identity. You're gonna, for those who've never seen this is a wild ride. It's very subtle or simple, but look at this jump. How sick is that? One of my favorite identities of all time. I really hope this one makes a return, if they are still remaking identities. And of course, the usual barrelistic propaganda. Can't forget that. Where is it? There it is. Wait, that's Pole Party. Dude, okay. Imagine they make a map, they make a map called Poland 2026 and it's this identity. I would love them. That would be so funny. I'd love for them to do that. And actually this map was pretty competitive. Imagine that in KO. Do they remake maps because it's hard to come up with new identities? I don't think so. I think it's they showcase their esports maps to EWC and EWC requested them to remake specific maps. That'd be my guess. So this is Pole Party. This is also played in the 6-lap format, but I'll just show you one lap. Wait, what? What the shit is this start? I completely forgot this existed. We used to drive through that gap? No way. On the first lap. So, you'll see very soon why this map is called Pole Party. Like, you literally cannot miss it. So I'm not even going to point it out. Yeah, 2 of those every lap. And this is also driven in 6-lap format. Although this season had the multiplier format, which did use map 5 as the 2-lap format, where you can multiply your points. Yeah, here we go. How ballsy were you to full speed that? It's terrifying, by the way. There was a similar map up with trees. Yeah, that was slow-mo forest. Another map that was actually only ever played once. Same with ski jump. So that's 4 maps that I can think of. No, flyback was also played once. One after that, Euro something. Do you ever look at Vertigo? Sure. Another one of my favorite maps of all time. Oh, there's so many bangers in this. Wait, where's... Huh? Was it not this season? Where's... I swear it was this season, Vertigo. Unless I'm crazy. Not there! What the hell? No, it was this... I specifically remember it was this season. It's not there for some reason. Dink Donk? Barrelistic? Alright, we'll have a look at Barrelistic. We'll watch the first lap of Barrelistic. 1.0 barrel? I do. That loop with the plastic belts? I wish there was a way that would have worked consistently. Fortunately, just didn't. Meow. Meow. Yeah, doing barrel rolls on the magnets was quite something for an esports map. That's my favorite map of esports for that reason. Who mapped these? This one was built by Banana. Meow. Oh, look at that. Barrel roll onto the wall rides. And then another one. Yeah. 6 laps of this? Yes. Meow. It was brilliant. Launchpad, that's another classic. Didn't I make 20 lap versions of these to practice? I did. It made good endurance practice. Wow, you see some people going super high at the start. Okay, how did I not get a slow down there? This ice slide was so important coming up. You could gear up to gear 4 there without the car stuttering. Turn. Papu in the Simulator of the World Records, he was really fast. Which new map is based on this? None. We're just watching, we just watched the old maps already. We're just kind of reminiscing now. So, I can show you all the maps which are currently based off of remakes. You can go into my club and you'll find this campaign called Old Esports Maps. So you got Picycle, which is China. Halfpipe, which is France. Vantio, which is USA. And Surf, which is Brazil. And Greece is actually its own map. It was not a remake of any kind. So I'll show you guys Vertigo. I'll just find the map on TMX. Was it this one? No, it's not that one. It was built by... Was it Rocket? Could have been. No, it wasn't Rocket. It was... Who was it? Where'd it go? Oh, hello. Thank you very much for the raid, Lars. I appreciate that. How was your stream? Aces Undercroft. All right. Played some fun cups. Nice. Okay, it's 41541. All right, I'll follow this club. Wait, what? It's closed. Can't join. Anyway, I found all the maps here. Yeah, there we go. So there was 2 maps missing then. Yeah, Airbridge 2 and Euro Sky. And also, here it is. Good focus, Lars. Good focus. So yeah, this is Vertigo. I would be surprised if this map ever made a return. But it was so fun regardless. Oh, and this, for starts, you used to have to jump between flags. And the further to the right you jump, the narrower the gap was. So... I'm glad those got changed back then. If I want a pro in TM, what game would I like to be pro in? None, really. Yeah, from 2018, like 2019 till 2021, the TMGL main, like regular season was always done in multi-lap. We are winning the Elite Cup this week? How's that possible? There's only one winner. What do you mean we as the Mudda community? Because I can allow that. Imagine this battle is slow. Sharing the win with you? Sure. The last lap, was there a risky strat? I do remember... Wait, let me just go all the way to the end. I do remember there was a strat that was barely possible, where you could go underneath the pipe instead of on top. And you could barrel roll out of it. And it's like half a second faster or something, but... So, like, here, this last one... So instead of driving on the left and up top, you could drive on the right and go underneath and barrel roll out to the left. Where's the slow-mo before pipes? Dude, that was such a fun map. I didn't even remember what it was called. Pipe dance, that's it. Pipe dance. Pipe dance. Dude, watch how far, like, Papu's ride on this map is so fast. It's he goes so... It's such a high speed map. And especially in the middle, he gains so much. We'll just watch the first lap so you can get an idea. But he was very good at this style. High speed precision. And this is also played in the 6-lap format, as you can tell. Wonder if Popu actually tried the maps for these planners? I have no idea. He could very well be training for DreamHack. But he probably should play an Elite Cup and place decently well to make sure he can actually participate if that's the case. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Like, I remember how difficult this was. This downhill, and he just gets it so clean. Like, he's barely not clipping any corner, but he's nailing all the apexes. It's insane. He has to, only top 128? Yeah, that's right. It's another one we could look at. Oh, bolt holes. Oh my god. Oh my god, this map in 6 lappers, man. Grasshopper? I will go have a look at Grasshopper as well. This map in 6 laps was terrifying. There was no point loss, but it was still very difficult regardless. Hey Jamie, what's up? Kappa and Tween was so good on this. Back in the days when Kappa was still competing. Feels strong, man. For those who don't know, Kappa is the 2018 World Champion. And he also won the TMGL beta season, I think. It was either that or season 1, I can't remember, but... he was a very, very strong player. Look at this jump. Look, what is this? You do this 6 times in a row. Terrifying gap, that one. This one was a bit more forgiving, though. How old is this? This map was in 2021. From what Spam said, there's basically no chance he comes back. Fair enough, I mean... if he doesn't want to play, doesn't want to play. That's fine. Do I think I'd be better at this now with wheel? 100%. Be way better now. Not even just because of the increased precision, but just the overall... my skill has increased a lot since 2021. Imagine the block was moving. I know, right? I'll just watch lap 2 as well. Comfort matters more after 8 minutes. Comfort matters all the time. I can't believe how precise he was with that on keyboard. That's mind-blowing precision. How hard is it to Neo slide with wheel? It takes some getting used to, but if you just learn the input, it's not too bad. Just do that. I pretty much just do that a bunch, just in an open map, to get used to the inputs. Grasshopper. Is there the one where I actually have a time so we can see the differences? I think I remember seeing one. What? Where's the where is it? Where's the one with my... Alright, whatever. I want to see the grasshopper that has my strat on it, but no, it's not there obviously. How is the input delay on the back pedals? I don't have any input delay. At least I don't notice it. I already forgot the name of it. What was it called again? Ace is something. I'm blind. Undercroft, that's it. Undercroft. What maps from this season could we look at? This, so you remember I was talking about Picycle, and then I lost all my points by getting 9th place? I got first on this map immediately after, and won 100 euros. I wonder how good this time is. It's not harder than drifting with a controller? No, I find it easier to drift without a steering wheel. It's just that the tricky part is doing it rapid, like doing it fast. But the actual input sequence is not an issue. Nostalgia stream, that's right. Maps look so different compared to what they do now. Am I pretty much safe EWC? Mathematically, it's still possible that I don't qualify, but absurdly unlikely. But the plan is to get 5,000 points, so I don't have to care about math. Here it comes! Yes! Look at this. And the fastest strat was not even to jump up the top. It was to go in the middle. You wanted to jump in the second one. Second from the top. And then you could land on the bug slide in this one. Am I in a position where I can completely ignore one map, or can all 5 maps be in the land? Well, I can ignore a map if I want to, but I have no need to do that. If I feel safe and I qualify, will I still play Elite Cups? If I have 5,000 points, probably not. More so just to take the opportunity to recover a bit. Relax, not put so much energy in. Won't be new maps for EWC? No, there's 10 maps for EWC, which will be the spring and the summer campaign. The ones right now in winter, they'll be used for the Nations Cup, the ENC. So the winter and the fall will be used in the Nations Cup. So we don't actually know what the EWC maps are yet. Am I coming to Birmingham? Yeah. What about the maps on DreamHack? Will they use the current esport maps, which is the winter map pack? Was this when I was in OGL? No, this was actually in my very first week of being in TNGL. The winter 2021 season. It's my first time being in the top league. And I remember being extremely nervous. Even just in the first map. To the peak is going to be showcased, of course. What? Okay, that's a wild... I don't even remember doing that. That's a crazy strat. We just go back. So you have the icy wheels and you just turn completely sideways and get the booster like that. That's crazy. We were doing that even back then. How many competing at EWC? There's 16 spots. So there's 8 that are given through the Elite Cup. There's 8 that are given through DreamHack. And the other 16 are still to be determined. Will that still work on current physics? Well, you know what they say. If you never fuck around, you'll never find out. There is prize money at DreamHack. There's $20,000 prize pool. Will I have a coach? I already have a coach. Wait. Yes? No? I don't know. Did I decide on going yet? My org decided. I asked them and they said yes. You need a job. Just saying. Alright, you can be the guy that types one. Every time I need your opinion, you just type one. Can I announce me yet when the final contract is signed? Or public before or after DreamHack? I surely hope before. If it takes that long to get the final contract done, I don't know what's happened. Alright. Alright. Look at the map name for this. It's called Whoops. This was a map, alright. I think this might be the map where I played the worst this season. I could not drive a clean run on this to save my life. Yeah, there's D-Gift. Or say my best map, the one that nobody can beat me on. Well, like in esports or what? It looks very simple at first, but this identity was very difficult. Well, for time attack, deep fear. For esports, turnover. Oh, actually, no. Icy jump, maybe. How many hours do I have on deep fear? Almost 1,000, maybe more. I wonder why. I wonder why my world record is 6 seconds ahead of second place. On this map. I actually wonder, did these guys even do the strat? I know Pac did, so I'll leave him out. I'll just include them all. Yeah, Rezia, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. So, this map called To The Peak has an identity where you climb a staircase of boosters. And there's just a random placement of them, and you just gotta climb to the top. Now there's a much easier strat which is slower. And a much harder one, which saves like 1 or 2 seconds per lap. So let's see. Yeah, here it is. So most people went left here at the start. So one day before the competition, everyone was going left, right here. You see the staircases on the left? That's where people were jumping. But I found a way that you could jump on the right. And jump up here. And then also, someone leaked that you could just jump through the middle. I used to go on the right after the middle jump. See where Kappa and Grenadi went? And then someone found that you can just jump through the middle. Was this identity on TM2 already? No, not exactly. At least I don't think so. AOA then comp map? I mean, kind of. Damn, the cars used to rotate so fast on ice. But also be a lot slower. Yeah, this is the route I used in the competition in the 6 laps. Look at the difference. Look at how much of a difference that middle round made though. So, Master and I were side by side. I went left, he went right. Look how much of a difference that made. It's so stupid. It's such a ridiculous identity, but so much fun. This is the map that made you start mapping because you thought the staircase was so cool. Really, Sammy? That's awesome. All the way back in 2021. Very nice. Oh yeah, someone was asking about the trees. This is the map I was talking about, slow-mo forest. Why is my PB on this 1 minute slower than world record? What? Okay. Ten lappers on TM2 TMGL. Weren't those maps also shorter? So would it have been around the same race time? Around 7 minutes? I really like this map because of the nighttime. I really love the nighttime vibe to this. Somewhere 8 minutes? Yeah, so they're still shorter laps. Oh my... Wait, what? Okay, I do not remember being that many trees. How do you see anything here? How do you see anything through this? Oh my god. I love how the lap is just so chill and then you have this. Like, you just look at the rest of the lap and it's so chill. And then you just goes to 100 very quickly. Oh, the clash time, that was a classic. I love watching the cars just drive themselves. Just a chill map, nothing happening. Just driving. Uphill drifts. Hey buddy, how you doing? You like some trees? This is also a classic, this map. I remember the identity on this map, the first version, was so, like, it was hilarious to me. It was like the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, I'll explain when you see it. This map is very similar to Slow Mo Forest, and they were actually played at the same, like in the same week. So you kind of just have a map, you're just driving. It's very unsmooth actually, which I kind of liked. Meow. And then I believe it's coming up. Yeah, here it comes. Then you had this ski jump. Now, the first version of this map, right, used a ramp that was much steeper than this, so you would jump twice as high. I remember the original version of this had the steep ramp, and you would jump twice as high as this. And to me, it was the funniest thing, because the landing, it was impossible. You jumped so high that the landing was impossible to land good. You just pray that you didn't flip over. And I actually, in the original version of this map, like the first version, I came up with a strat where you land upside down on purpose and then flip back over. Because it's the only way I could consistently land on the wheels. Like, imagine jumping twice as high as this, but still landing on the same road down here. It was hilarious. That was ski jump. Very simple map. Very simple identity. Not really the maps I wanted to look at. There's a couple from here, actually. Oh yeah, the quicksand that someone mentioned. Did you miss Barrelistic while you're busy with other stuff? Yes. My first TM dual map till GBX. You never realized how much scenery has changed till now? That's right. Not even just the scenery, but the mapping style and how much smoother maps are nowadays. Why aren't I driving? Because I just like... I already did the driving part, now I'm just watching and yapping. Yeah, in this season, there was no 6-lappers. And actually, you remember I was talking about that playoffs format earlier, where you only got points for winning rounds? Well, that was the entire season of Spring 2022. You only got a point if you won rounds, and you had to win 3 rounds to win the map. And you used the medal system, so you had to win 4 out of 5 matches. I'll say 3 out of 4 matches to get into the champion match. And if you won... Actually, this is the season where champion medals became a thing. You got a champion medal for getting first or second. And then you got a gold medal for 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. And then silver medal for 7, 8, 9, 10. And then bronze was 11, 12, 13, 14, and you got no medal for 15th and 16th. But yeah, that only the winner gets a point. Well, that was used this entire season. And it was also the season where I won my first title. It's pretty nice to remember. This map... I was so good on this identity. I still don't even understand why. But this was my best map this season. Or second best map. Mine was insane on this map. On Quicksand he was. In the World Cup, Quicksand was also played there, and that was his best map. By far. He was so good at it. That's a very strange bobsleigh block. I don't remember that. Yeah, you can see this map uses the bumper blocks. Now here comes the super bounce, the red one. Boing. That was a fun identity. And what was another one? Tiny Gap, this is a classic. A very infamous map for me. Those who remember. Who do I think a current would... Wait, do I think a current world champion will win EWC? That's a very good question. Honestly, it depends on the map pack. I won't be able to answer that till I see the map pack. All 10 maps. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you know that the EWC is going to be 10k maps? It's going to be 10. So it's going to be the spring and summer maps from what I understand. I won this season, I did, yeah. That's where I won against Carl by 6,000s. Grassline was insane. It was actually. It was that map, you could just absolutely giga risk the end. I remember I actually did in one round, or a couple of rounds, to snipe first place on this. Need a very precise speed for the tiny gap, yeah. What map did I get the reactor flight against Lufok to get first? That was Ascension. And this is a Raider map. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, I know which one you mean. It wasn't TNGL though. Did I do the nose slide here? I did. And the nowhere time. Wait, what is this end? What is that? Bro, that is not fair. That nose slide I got with the gear. That's ridiculous. How close was I to the corner though? Like the second one. Oh my god. How did I not clip there? On that run. Incredible. Touchdown. I remember watching Carl, Bren, and Pack battle it out on this map. I already qualified to the final by this stage, and watching this map was absolute cinema. What's happening right now? We're just reminiscing on old esport tracks. Earlier in the stream, I played the old versions of the current esport maps, which are the black tracks in the campaign. So like China was a map called Picycle from winter 2021. France was Halfpipe from fall 2020. USA was Vantio from winter 2021, and Brazil is Surf from the 2023 World Championship. You don't remember this map at all for some reason? Really? Did you play this season ever? Yeah, you did. Your time's right there. You probably remember the identity though. You jump up, collect the CP ring, and then do the same thing again here. Yeah, you remember it now. The hat! That's why it's identity. But yeah, watching Picycle and Brett battle it out here, like every round was super close. Like the times they were driving, like all these times that they have, like Carl, Brett, and Pack, they drove that during that match. During the final four. It was insane to watch. Super round every close. Super close every round and then you miss a CP. Actually, that didn't happen very often. And the most common mistake wasn't even missing the checkpoint. It was clipping. Because there's a strat that people do here. See how Master is like going right up to the corner here? So what we used to do is try get the right wheel to go off this corner so that the car tilts forward slightly. And you do that so that you land on this quarter pipe earlier. It's extremely precise, but it's like 0.1 faster if you get both of them. But you can even see it there. See, Bren didn't do it. He did a different strat, but you can see Massa lands up here, Bren lands down there, so he accelerates earlier. That was... You could even get it as aggressive as landing up here, but it was very rare to do it that good. But you can see now that Massa has more speed. And you do the same thing here. Oh, we got this one so good. Look how early he lands compared to where Bren will land. Like, that's why... That was the tricky part about that identity, was that strat. He just gets so much more speed. Can you watch sound of it? Yeah, of course. Is it even here? There it is. Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. There was a cut on this. I was like, huh? But yeah, this time I drove during the rounds. Armor crest for red landing? Yeah, sure. Mudda on starts, classic. God damn, this map is fast compared to the other ones. No worries, no worries. Wait, what? I have to look at that again. Look at it from Mime's point of view. What? How did I gain so much though? I guess Woisal did as well. Hey Froys, thank you man, appreciate that. Love it if the pros upload all their offline PBs to old maps after a while. Fair enough. Wait, what? Didn't want to report anything. Show the cut? Oh yeah, that's right. I think it was just a reactor up shenanigan. So that you could skip the engine off. Yeah, he gets reactor up there and then just skips... Oh, he skips the reset. So he finishes the map forwards instead of backwards. Now obviously this strat would not be allowed in competition because you're not allowed to skip effect blocks. So you could do this, but only if it meant you still collected this block. But because you skipped the reset, it's not allowed. So yeah, that's what it was. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Nice. What was that one map with the no steer and moving block in the start? Wait. Oh, that's Vortex. That's Vortex. I remember that one. But before I do that, red landing. Wherever it is. It's not here. Alright, it's not here. Yo, Annie, thanks for the raid. How was your stream? Good focus, bringing in the dad jokes. And also, Polite Tree with the 3 months prime. Welcome back to the Blanket Gang. How was the stream today? So where can I find World Cup maps? Why are libraries so tall? Because they have many stories. Nice, nice. Freestyle? That was 2023. I'm trying to... Where can I find them? MWT maybe. Oh, these are the part maps. It's like, what is this? Stage 1 would be freestyle. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. What? But this also doesn't have the 4 other tracks. Where are they? This is the World Championship. Oh, since we're here, we might as well have a look at my favorite map. Oh wait, no, those ones are the old maps, old versions though. Yeah, astonished underscore CS with a brand new prime. Welcome to the Blanket Gang. Appreciate that. It's my favorite identity of all time. This one. Already showed this earlier, but I'll show it again because why not? At Deathless Rage at Infantry. Barrelistic. Right landing? Alright, it's 6668. If only not for the random slowdowns, this map was super fun. I agree. And the reason those slowdowns happened was because of, like, the block was actually like 2 blocks, if that makes sense. So if you landed in between, like where they connect, that's what the slowdown was. Yeah, this is such a sick map. Have you been playing the Elite Cups, by the way, Evan, or not yet? I don't remember if I've seen you play or not. Favorite identity of all time. How many marbles do I need to win? At least one. Fall 2020. Any other... Oh. Of course. The very first map. Not actually the first map played, but first map listed in the campaign. Oh, you got 26 in the France map. Nice. Very nice. Well done. How does it feel to be competing again after, what? It's been a few years for you now. Hey Lingo, what's up? And again, look who's at the top. Papu. This is an all-time classic, this map. I'm doing fantastic, Lingo. Wow, the way that you did those turns back then was so different to how we would do them now. This is when no one knew how to play ice. It was great. Like, none of us knew how it worked. It was still brand new in the game. And then the classic identity coming up. Was ice faster or slower back then? Kind of both. It was faster in bobsleigh, but ice slides was slower. 7 minutes? Oh, this was a multi-lap. Like, the main esports used to be 6-lap races on 6 tracks per week. And each week you rotate 2 maps. Hang on. Why is my PB ahead, but I lose 4 seconds after this? Hang on, I want to watch this now. Where did I lose 4 seconds from here? Guess we'll load the other ghosts on as well. Charlotte is like 7 hours ahead. Oh my god. Look how close that was hitting the tree. Oh my goodness. He almost hit 2 different trees in the same jump. It's very fun. The level has definitely stepped up like crazy. Yeah. People are so good at the game now. Someone 66689. Alright, we'll have a look at red landing after this. Could be a fun project to hunt all these old maps. See what's possible nowadays. I think about doing that. The 6-lappers on this were chaotic. Yep. I remember. Hello, JG Studios. So, he just has a very good second half of his race, I guess. I wonder if he drove this during the steps, like in the live round, because it's the kind of record where that wouldn't surprise me. Because yeah, the first couple of laps were a bit slower, and then he's just gotten faster and faster as the race is going on. It's amazing how much he's actually slowing down on the first one. He'd probably come back for EWC. I don't know. I actually don't know. So this is the 5th lap. Alright, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Alright. Red landing. This was a diabolical identity because you could land smooth, but land on the floor of the car in the identity and you'd flip over. Wet wheels. Oh my god, the two wheel there. I really enjoyed this map. I just didn't understand how to do the identity. Ah, yes, the bulb here. I have no idea how that identity works. But you could just land, if you landed too smooth on this. Like if you landed too smooth, your car would bounce and flip over. At the very top, only Grenadier and Epos are truly new. Yeah, I guess so. There are a lot of familiar names still around for back then. Do I think they're more old and new top competitors these days? Definitely more old top competitors, but there's more and more new top competitors coming through. Yeah. Is there any other map I want to look at? I don't think so. What the hell is this? Snow step? I do not remember this. I need to just watch a lap. This is a name I don't remember at all. Okay. Looks like a pretty fun map so far. So what was the identity on this? Okay, big jump. So it's still about 10 seconds, 20 seconds from the identity, it looks like. Very long map again, just like Halfpipe. Wait, fragile? Okay. Ah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember it wasn't even the identity that was the hard part. It was, what I remember struggling with was, I think it was this jump that I struggled with the most. This was the hard part for me. But not really a memorable identity for me. Oh, I remember this. Wait, what? Huh? Why is the world record on this 30 seconds faster? Or 40 seconds faster? Huh? Can I give any tips on becoming an actually good Trackmania player? Okay, this has got to be... This is not a cheated record, it's a crazy reroute. Or like a bugged run. Probably just a bugged run. Yeah, it's got so many respawns. Oh my god, look how many... Poor guy, look how many times he's respawning this. I wonder if it was a lap glitch, actually. That used to be a thing. Very rare, but... Sometimes when you drove multi-lap, it would complete all the laps at the same time. So is that what happened? Wait, the run just ended here. Yeah, if it just ends randomly here, that's usually a server bug. So nothing... Yeah, it just ended. That means it was a bugged run. Alright. No big deal then. Got the secret ending? That's right. This is in Camp 3 because of the forced Camp 3, by the way. At the one spot. It'll change after you go through the loop. Oh, wow. Wow, I was even doing Neo drifts back in 2020. That was a hard identity. Very tricky identity, but it was fun. This was before when I used to only practice the full map back then. I never did part maps or anything like that. I just played the full map over and over again. And I would just respawn parts that I wanted to practice. Like the standard of training has increased so much over the last 5 years. I'm honestly surprised I never slid out on that ice either. Oh, beautiful ice SD. There's so many new eyes on TM with the EWC. It's probably a good time for how to get good at Trackmania video. Could be. But the number one tip for getting good at anything is to enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, it's a lot harder to improve. And approach with a open mind. And there is no game that is better holding you accountable for your mistakes and your mental health than Trackmania. Imagine, right? Imagine if this map came back. Oh, in for EWC. Oh man. Oh man. For those who don't know, just watch for the ending of this map. But this has an identity where you drive onto a no steer block and then you have to react to flight over a very narrow beam. This is a classic. The actual map though was whatever. It was alright. This map also has a clip from Kappa who used to have a controller on his desk specifically for that bobsleigh turn, for this one here. So you play keyboard and then right here he would smooth steer with the controller because there was no action keys back then. So that was the best option for smooth steering if you're a keyboard player. What did I think of the Ascension maps? I really enjoyed them, by all of them. It was also my first time training as a raider competition. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it, more than I thought I would. There's the no steer, and here's the beam. Although for some reason you could still steer when you have the reactor. But it's actually updated, so nowadays, I've actually tried this map. You're stuck with the no steer. So you can't even turn when you have the reactor. Also infantry type 1. Do you already look at slalom? No, actually, but we can look at it. Which version of slalom? There's so many different versions of it now. I guess this is the best one. Originally built for multi-lap, but converted into single lap for our World Cup. These times are sick as well, I remember that. Do I prefer competitions at A to B or multi-lap? A to B. Jesus, this map is so fast. Like, fast-paced. Compared to the other ones we've seen. Nice. You hate having the flu? Oh yeah, being ill is like, you don't realize how good it is to not be ill until you're ill. What's wrong with this map? This was an awesome map. Hmm. 2021 World Cup? Ooh, Paradise is a good one. Do we have the 6-lap version of this? What was this campaign, right? Yeah, there it is. This is a good map. I remember this one quite well. After 10 minutes looking, you found the video I was talking about? Wait, what's that? Oh yeah, the capper on hoverboard. Yeah, that's a classic. Oop. You've been ill so much in your life, but this is the worst mental pain. It will get better. Trust. Which map had the full reactor flight through rings identity? There's 2 of those actually. There's one called Dune and one called Starglide. Actually, there may even be another one. There was one called Flyback. Oh yeah, Launchpad. Yeah, the Launchpad was another one that was like that. Touchdown. Touchdown didn't have reactor. Let me just see if was Dune one of them? Wherever it is. Yeah, here it is. Do I think 1 minute maps are best for comp? 1 minute 10 I think is best. 1 minute 10 to 1 minute 15. Somewhere around there. You remember a map of barrel rolls? Yeah, that was barrelistic. The one where you jump onto the magnets. That's my favorite esport map of all time. Mudda on starts. Yep, classic. Bring my barrelistic? I would love that. Hi, thanks for the reminder. Bro, where am I going? What is that jump? Yeah, so there's this one where you jump through the rings and bug slide. But you had to like also get a zoop and then bug slide. It was very weird. Huh. Interesting. Better sub, you know my org. Go ahead. What is that? I don't want to click that. Ah, okay. Alright, I can confirm it's not GIF. I'm not my org is not GIF. Hey Arcana. Wait, what the what is that? I forgot this existed, this jump. Look at this. You have to carry enough speed and then go. Bleh. Spam, I remember Spam says he loves this map. It's one of his favorite identities, and it is really cool. It's such a sick map, this. Any plans for a more comp map or record then? I was thinking about doing that. Just going through all these old maps, see if I can beat all the records. Would be fun indeed. Oh, this is a classic. Circles. I love this map. Oops. My God. Is this the TMGL season capital one? No, car one. This one. Hello, Andrew. Can't see anything, but have any esport org reached out yet? Yeah, plenty have reached out. And I have signed binding terms with an organization, just waiting to get the final contract done. How many reached out? A lot. What happened to jet lag? Nothing, it just Virtual got heavily outbid. I did indeed get a great deal. Very excited to get things rolling with them. Could I leak anything specific I do when I practice map for comps lately? Depends how specific you want me to be. Do the offers differ a lot? I've seen various offers, yes. This was actually so out of its time. Well, when you realize it's made by Link, you understand why. Okay, thank you, Poggies McJobies. Appreciate that. Reading for you on the Elite Cup feels like reading for your favorite football team. You're on the edge of my seat for the whole thing. Hell yeah. That's what we love to see. Not missing controller much. Nope. I don't. Every time I like the only thing that I don't think there's actually a single thing I miss about controller. Maybe just the physical size of it for transportation. That's about it. How long will it take me to PB on this? I don't even know if it is possible because of the ice physics, but won't know till I try. Actually, I just realized maybe it's easy to PB on this because of the ice physics, because you're faster on ice. It's only bobsleigh is slower. You accelerate faster in the straight line and during ice slides. Nowadays. What about the hand and the gloves all day? Is it comfy or stinky? It doesn't bother me at all. And I have 2 gloves, so when one gets stinky, I just watch it and use the other ones. It's not an issue at all. Oh, hell no. I am not clicking on that map. Hell, that brings back some... This is one of the rare maps that brings back bad memories. Not good memories. This one was fun to learn. Do I have a pair of gloves I use for competitions? Just the same ones I use for streaming. It's not specific. Do I Neo on wheel? Yes. Like a true wheel player. Are these maps like the Mudda memory lane? Wasn't intending to do that today, but yes. Jesus, he did that so fast. Oh my god, Massa almost hit the checkpoint. Excuse me? How did he not die here? Alright, so he gets the reactor up, but then watch how far he goes over these corners. Like, what? How is he not clipping? What's the ratio for TA rounds I do when training for these elite cups? I don't really have an answer for you. It's more so depends. It just depends. That's the best answer I can give you. You're the best friends I've met thanks to Trackmania. Phoebe, Depthless. Brain's not braining right now. Obviously the pro players. But number 1 by far is Phoebe. Alright. I think that'll do for me for today. I am quite tired, as you can probably tell. But that was a nice trip down memory lane. Let us summon the book. Was there a map with slalom on sausages? Oh, that was Bumpy Jumpy. That was a really fun map. I went to a buffet dinner with my neighbor, who is a taxidermist. After such a big meal, I was stuffed. A lawyer turned cook is a sous chef. How do construction workers party? They raise the roof. Nice. All right. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you follow if you're on the purple platform. Subscribe if you're on the red platform. And yeah, I'll do more broadcasts very soon. But thank you very much for the subs, follows, raids. Appreciate it very much. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, take care. Love you all. As always, have a great motherfucking day.